Before I begin the story I'm about to tell you, just prepare yourself. Because meant for a lot of people. It's this tale of a Pokemon game I found a long time ago. This game you may know as Pokemon Pinball. As usual, I was walking home from school one day, and this is where the story will begin. I was walking home, and, well, in case you didn't know, I was really a big Pokemon fan when I was a kid. I was about, let's say, ninth grade. Enjoying my walk home from school, every day as usual. Things go pretty normal, no one really talks to me. I just put on my headphones and enjoy my great music. I usually listen to Nickelback because he's pretty cool and I like him. But I was thinking about, what am I gonna do when I get home? Man, I wish I had a Pokemon game to play. Every day when I walk home, I wish I would just find one. I guess on today, my luck was right. Because, conveniently enough, I was walking along and, I walked under a bridge to get home and all of a sudden I was hit in the back by something. Turned around to see if there was anyone behind me. No. I looked up and, I guess it could have been from the bridge. I looked down and I found a Pokemon cartridge. It says Pokemon on it. Pokemon Pinball. Intrigued and happy, I already had a Game Boy at home. I just didn't have any Pokemon games to play on it. I mostly played my Legend of Zelda for Game Boy. So I took this home as fast as I could. Excited to play my new Pokemon, of course. I showed my mother and father, and they said, "Pretty cool. You better take care of it. We don't plan on buying you another Pokemon game anytime soon." So, of course, I know it's old, but still, Pokemon's pretty cool, and sometimes it's nice to play the old games. Unaware of what could happen in this game, though. So I started up. I turned it on and popped it in my Pokemon Game Boy, the Pokemon version, special one. So not suspecting anything out of the ordinary, just the usual. Normal startup, and I did play this game a long time ago once before, and I hit play and gave me the selection between red and blue, and I started on my first stage. It was to catch a Bellsprout. Excited and pumped. So I played the game for about 5 hours. And I took a break, got some dinner, and ate it. In the middle of dinner, I was just really wondering what other Pokemon I could find in the game. What legendaries? It has all 151 Pokemon from the originals of Red and Blue and Yellow, but it's a pinball version. I'm okay with not having Red and Blue as long as I have a Pokemon game. I guess I can be content. That's fine with me, but I wish I was more aware of my surroundings in this game. So I began to play afterwards anyway, and something a little bit strange happened. The color on my Game Boy, I thought it was green for the red and blue part, and I began to think maybe my Game Boy's broken. So I turned it off and I turned it back on, and sure enough, it was working, but then for a split second it turned black and white. Then back to color. I was thinking, well, maybe my Game Boy's just having color problems. Whatever, I'll just keep on playing. So I collected a new stage and began to go. But something weird kept happening. Instead of the normal shaking that you get because it vibrate with the thingy, it didn't vibrate like normal. It went like, it made a weird sound than normal. I was very scared and what it almost sounded like, because it almost sounded like the game even sounded like a word, like it said dead when it would vibrate. Dun, dun. That's the sound I kept hearing. Odd, but keep reminding myself it's just a game. It has nothing to do with my reality. Of course, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros. That's what I've been learning in school. I've been learning how to make video games. I'm very intrigued, and it's something I want to do. But my dream one day is to make a Pokemon game of my own, to play for myself, of course. But this was odd. I've played this game before, and I've never heard that kind of thing, so I just continued on, saying, whatever. So what? It just vibrates normally and usually. Maybe I just don't remember it. Maybe that's how it was before. Right? Anyway, I played it for about another 3 hours, Then I turned it off and laid it down, and I was going to sleep. I had school tomorrow. But I couldn't. In the middle of the night, about 1 a.m., I woke. My Game Boy completely turned off. I kept hearing the vibrating. Adum, adum, adum. I was weirded out. How could it be doing that if it was turned off? It must still be turned on. It just may be a Game Boy glitch. After all, these are old games and systems. So I proceed to just pull out the batteries and go back to sleep. And nothing happened, of course. So I woke for school and went to school and had a pretty okay day. But all I could think about was that Pokemon pinball. I just wanted to play it. It was like stuck in my mind, creeping like some kind of dark shadow. So as soon as I could, I ran home as fast as I could to hop on the game, and when I turned it on, something unusual happened. It was black and white. Well, it's just an old game, and as I said, my Game Boy must just be getting old and having color issues. I wanted to believe, but I should have double-checked sometimes. I don't know. I just proceeded to keep playing, and then I got to a certain stage with Pikachu in the picture. Pikachu, huh? Neat. But then there were flashes in the game. The screen was all black with the outlines all white. With a flash. Boom. I said whatever and continued on. But it was odd. Struck me as I don't know. I kept playing, even though I was having color issues. I don't know. So then I got to the Bellsprout page where it's play part. Then something again happened strangely. It flashed again. I beat Bellsprout, and then all of a sudden I was back at Pikachu. And the screen went red, like the color blood. I was intrigued. I guess I kept playing with the red screen, and I couldn't take it anymore. It was starting to hurt my eyes, so I turned it off and turned it back on to see if it would fix. And sure enough, the touchscreen came up normal. And once again, the greenness in the red and blue was there, though. This was odd. But I continued on, and I pressed the colors in one of them, and I went ahead and began one. But this time, in the originals, there was when the battle sequences happened, the screen would be enclosed by the blackness. When you go into battle, this happened in the game. I was odded out. So the screen went all black. Then the Pokeball was untouched. Then the Pokeball had this face of 2 red eyes and a red mouth, and it said, "Die." So I turned the game off, and I said, I'm done with this for the day. But sure enough, that dark shadow mindness of me, it was just in my mind. I couldn't get out of my head. It was like the game knew it was in my head. It just kept inflicting me. So I turned the game back on, and I decided to see if it's normal. No, it was not. It was nothing but normal. I turned on the game, and the title, Pikachu, was such a different color. I said whatever, and I got in that game. Even every color, every single step of getting on that game was different. Then I made it to a battle sequence. I was only 2 Pokemon away from catching Mewtwo and then Mew. I wasn't going to stop now. If I can just beat this game, I can move on. That was what I said to myself. It's what I believed in my heart. So I just continued on. And I caught the Pokemon I needed, and every time there was just weirdness in this game. But before I could even catch the last Pokemon, the game froze. This redness came on the screen, and it began to form this black figure. This weird blackish figure. Before I could let it finish, I turned off the game once again and turned it on because this was my resort to try and fix this game's problems that I was having. It was creepy, but I just couldn't stop playing it like it was beginning to brainwash me. I didn't know why I couldn't stop. This game was so sick, whoever made it. It has to be a hack or some kind. Someone had to make it this way. They're a game designer just like me. Once again, if I'm a game designer, as I know, games can't be real. They're made of ones and zeros. Anyway, I began going again. And then once again I got to the part. The screen froze red again, and I let it finish out. It made a black figure. I let it. Then quickly the game restarted the whole thing, back to the title screen, where Pikachu was black. So different than last time. Then but the select screen for red and blue was normal for once. I clicked on it, and sure enough, I was able to finally catch that last Pokemon, and now I'm able to go ahead and capture Mew first? I found odd, but I said whatever, but this one was disturbing. It looked like Mew was surrounded by blood, as if Mew killed something, and it had blood on itself, as if it was the murderer. I caught Mew, and Mewtwo popped up, and this was the most odd thing ever. He was blood everywhere too, but there was something about that Mewtwo. Very evil. Very horrendous. The black screen thing happened again for battle sequence like it did in the originals. And it said, it went all black. And then it said on the screen, "We're coming. Soon." I was freaked out. Sort of, but I knew it was just a game. But the game restarted this time. The same Pikachu looking black and evilish as ever. But when I got to this two selects of red and blue, all it said was, instead of it said it's select on the top with the word before it said dead select. And it had two skulls. Where the red color was, it was a red skull. Where the blue color was, it was a blue skull. I already said I beat this game. I don't know why I'm still playing. I turned it off. I took the game cartridge out. I haven't taken it out since since I put the game in there. I was freaked out by what I saw. The part that said Pokemon Pinball was gone. It was just covered. Just a complete yellow label. Then I looked away for 2 seconds. Because I thought I heard something outside my window. I heard a knocking. But before I went over there, I looked down at my cartridge. It said dead. I was freaked out. But I went to check out the window, and it kept going. So I went and checked it out, and there was nothing there. Nothing at all. But I heard a noise in the woods. I was wondering what that was. So I had my night vision goggles that I got for spyware when I was a kid. I used those, and I looked out there, and I saw this creature, this figure. Looked like some kind of alien. It looked like Mewtwo. That's impossible. Pokemon aren't real. They're not real. So I proceeded to just lay down and try and go to sleep. So I had my eyes closed for about 2 seconds. Then I heard some kind of breathing. At the foot of my bed. So softly, so quiet. What could that be? I opened my eyes and I saw Mewtwo. His eyes were red. I was scared. I began yelling. Ah! Somebody. My brother. I could hear someone running up the steps. Waiting for them to come in. I looked at the side of my bed. There was Voltorb. Voltorb. From the Pokemon Pinball game. Voltorb was there. And then there was the Pokeball on my floor. It became out of color, white and black. I quickly ran out of my room. I saw my brother. I told him not to go in there. Just get out of the house now. Get Mom and Dad. He went in there. And sure enough, he never came back. When I went in there, my brother was gone. All that was left was that Pokeball. When the police came, they took the Pokeball. People say sometimes, if you look at it, you can see a red face. As for my cartridge, it disappeared. I have no idea where it ever went. I'm just glad it's all done. All I know is that was one dead ball. I don't know if Pokemon are real or not. I don't know if I just played that game enough. But once in a while, I can still hear the noise of when it would vibrate. A-dim, a-dim. It may just be my imagination. I don't know. I'm just glad it's all over. Just do yourself the favor and stay away from Pokemon pinball games. Or you'll hear the did-em, did-em. Disclaimer, I do not own any of the music or pictures in this video. All rights go to the makers.